Hello, welcome to Loremaster's Lair. I'm your Loremaster, here today with a look at one of the many deities of Tian Xia. We have been given many deities for the continent, the only other place we know more deities for being Rudra, but only 3 of the Tian deities have full write-ups at this point. So which one do I start with? Well, considering it is still some time before I do a Minkai video, let's start with a deity which has strong presence elsewhere. Hei Feng. I say as if he doesn't have some presence in Minkai, but you know what I mean. Starting as usual, where can you find information for the Duke of Thunder yourself? First, we have a case of a deity not in the first edition Gods and Magic book, though he is in second editions. 1E's first appearance for him was in the Dragon Empire Gazetteer and the Dragon Empire Primer. He received a full write-up in the Faiths of Golarion book. For secondary information, we have his domain in Plain Adventures, as well as information on the side tangents in the previously mentioned Tian Xia books, as well as the 2E Ancestry Guide. Hei Feng is, like many members of the Tian Xia's faith, a member of the Heavenly Court. However, he has the distinction of being rude and uncouth. Sure, he can conduct himself like a member of high society when times call for it, but for the most part he sees such a waste of time, and would rather spend important meetings belching or breaking out in inappropriate laughter. Which in the eyes of some of the Heavenly Court is actually a perfect balance. An advisor of complete irreverence in a system which may be lacking perspective at some points. Hei Feng appears as a Tengu. Feathers black as smoke, eyes aglow with the power of lightning. He is almost never seen without his 9-ring sword, cackling with electricity, and usually with a drink in the other hand. Which I believe this is a good time for our first side tangent, the part of the show where we look at the poor and downtrodden. This week, Tengu. Tengu are curved like humanoids who are under the authority of Hei Feng, who not only has some magical powers, but are skilled in the arts of the swords. They were persecuted for 400 years under the Empire of Longwu, but now have an opening to find their way in the world. Hopefully. A quick look at the ethnicities while we're here. We have 5 known, starting with the 2 closely related Kawa Tengu and Kwale Tengu. Kwale Tengu are those which were moved by Longwu to the province now known as the nation of Quan Lai, and have survived for 400 years in a nationwide slum. Kawa Tengu, on the other hand, are those who escaped being moved and now live in small individualistic living among the rivers in the old Longwu territories. Konoha Tengu are Tengu who live in the forest of spirits as monks. They will be hospitable to those passing through, but will instantly turn against anyone they suspect of trying to settle the forest. Taka Tengu live on the peaks of Menkai, as I said, some presence in Menkai, being the group of Tengus who surpass all others in scales of swordsmanship and sword making. Finally, Jinxed Feather Tengu are the Tengu Dysphoria, usually from those prosecuted by Longwu. They have made their homes on the coast of the Inner Sea region, especially in the area of the Shackles, where they work on ships, often as good luck charms called Jinx Eaters. Despite his disrespectfulness, Hei Feng is a terrifying force to be reckoned with. His rage can be swift or slow, but he will retaliate against any provocations. He has little reservations with lashing out and causing mass destruction for even the smallest of reasons. However, he also has times, especially a few cups in, when he wallows in sorrow and regret, especially about driving away his wife. He also acts the same around things which remind him of her, whether flower arrangements or strong and beautiful women. If any of you at home thought Hei Feng had an organized religion, you might want to restart the video. There is no hierarchy, there is no bureaucracy. Most of his followers are those who look to the benefits of his power. Farmers wanting rain, sailors looking for fair weather, fisherfolk for a good catch. Entertainers, drunks, and droning also, their life's a figurative whirlwind, that they wish to get the most positive benefits out of. But it is his holidays which resonate with most people, being multi-day festivals which go all out with costumes and entertainment, with alcohol and fireworks. Most priests tend to be pillars of their community. Those of Hei Feng, however, tend to be the local drunks, or found in the taverns throwing dice. Or instead, priests who travel instead of staying a part of a single community. The portrayal of these itinerant priests being the stuff of many fictional works as either the heroes or those who are causing the problem. In reflection of their deity and his own four companions, the priests of Hei Feng tried to bring together 4 close friends to stand beside them. As for the typical prayers, why pray on your hands and knees, where you can have boasts and swordplay and fireworks stand in? Which brings us to a second side tangent. The Tengu nation, Quan Lai. Tengu had always been looked down upon in most imperial dynasties in Tian Xia, with Leng Wu having moved them to the far end of the empire, to the province they dubbed Quan Lai. It was a prison colony in all but name, with no support given by the main body of Leng Wu, and therefore left to rot. However, during the last days of Leng Wu's rule, priests of Hei Feng and Desna marched and overthrew the local lords in what is known as the Starlight Rebellion, gaining unquestioned independence. However, the nation famously was unable to unite, in the past 100 years suffering 3 clan wars and a war between 2 rival thieves' guilds. However, recently the half-divine cleric of Desna, Lady Satari Gongen, has taken the position of power, and with the potential of a third invasion from the northern neighbor, the nation of Wan Shao, it may finally be time for the Tengu to come together as a nation, instead of just being one on paper. Shrines to Hei Feng can often be found on the coast, built by stones which have been worn smooth by the waves. They are usually covered in wind chimes, pinwheels, and other decorations which make sounds and colors. Larger settlements build places which are known as 50 sacred storms. These are made of a metal frame, flash paper, and fireworks. When one gets struck by lightning, the outside is ignited in a dazzling display, while the frame and anyone who is watching from inside remain stable and safe. Hei Feng makes his home on the island of Yanjira in the Maelstrom. This island is a joint divine realm of 3 Tianxi deities. Yamatsumi rules the central volcano, Nalinivati rules the jungles, and Hei Feng makes his home in the seas and storms surrounding the island. As an extension of the Maelstrom itself, the pavilion of 10,000 explosions churns and the storm clouds roar, constantly being home to lightning strikes and fireworks. It can only be summed up as a land of constant chaos, and Israel wouldn't have it any other way. Which brings us to side tangent 3, while we're talking about the other rulers of Yanjira. Nalini Vati, the Serpent's Kiss. She appears as a giant naga with brilliant colored hair and scales, and in art is associated with eggs, due to being a fertility deity. The legendary first Naga queen of the nation of Nagadra, she used her sorceress powers to ascend to godhood. While there were many other Naga deities from their homeland in Vudra before her, she was the one who created the Nagaji. And also, as a deity of fertility, she is well known to have a relationship with the deity Daikitsu, which they both strongly deny. Now we're coming to the end, so let's look at other facts of the faith. The strongest places of worship for Hei Feng are places along the coast. Lai obviously, but also the Tongma, Huangat, Minkai, Goka, Zidao, Wanshou, and Minata. And also for some reason Lingshan. I'm not sure if it's because the nation sees strength in the storm or because it is still an enclave of Tengu living within the nation somewhere. For holidays, the two big ones are the Festival of Season Skies, which is a large festival of drinking fireworks, and the Mere Poet's Farewell, a day of remembrance when Hei Feng's wife left him. For holy texts, books that last forever are not really a style. Instead, we have the fourfold oath of eternal camaraderie. This is an oath he made with his 4 counts, flashed in the sky for but an instant, but forever seared in the hearts of his worshippers, and likely their corneas. Finally, we have his allies. Hei Feng is known for his bond with his 4 planar allies, the Counts of Wind, Rain, Thunder, and Lightning. The Count of Wind is a protean with a dragonoid appearance. He is the calmest of the 5, and therefore the one who constantly deals with worshippers. The Count of Rain is a white Tengu in damp clothing. She purposely assists mortals by interpreting their wishes in the most chaotic way. The Count of Thunder is mostly invisible Lionel Agathion. He sleeps whenever there is no storm, but knows how to get riled up when there is one. Finally, the Count of Lightning is a half-celestial kitsune. She moves at the speed of light to investigate anything which catches her attention. For gods, he is usually casually disrespectful to Abadar, Iroi, and Shizuru, but does so out of fun, not out of any hatred for the stiff-necks. He gets along pretty well with Kupusaki, Desna, and Sun Wukong. On the opposite end, he hates the weak Lao Shanpo and Fumiyoshi, but does get along better with the likes of Lady Nabayo, Lamashtu, and the General Susumu. Which brings us to our final side tangent. Hei Feng's ex-wife, Lady Jingzi, the poet of dawn and dusk. We do not know much about her, even compared to other Tian deities. But to leave her out of the conversation when it comes to Hei Feng, it would be wrong. She's a deity over poetry, and requests her followers become skilled poets. While it is unknown what exact incident led to her leaving, the fact that her faith's anathema is to destroy a natural plum tree, along with its anathemas of drinking excessively and acting rudely, that kind of speaks volumes. For Hei Feng's part, he was always in love with an idealized version of her, and he knows he was an unattentive husband. So while he still loves the shadow, he knows it is better for her to stay away from him. Does not stop him from shedding a few tears in his drink, however. Which brings us to the end of today's video. A nice party close to the beginning of our Tian-inspired festival. We have 2 more deities waiting in the wings, but next week we instead will be looking at creatures connected to Tian Xia. Specifically, the eastern land masses. See you then.